Hello, I'm here with the end of the year book tag. I wasn't tagged by anyone, but I just saw it on Ariel Bassett's channel and it looked like fun, so I decided to do it. So the first question is, are there any books that you've started this year that you need to finish? The book that I'm going to talk about is The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. I have already read this. I read it 6 or 7 years ago and I really enjoyed it, and I'm currently listening to it on audiobook as a reread, and I'm not good at listening to audiobooks, in case any of you didn't know. But I had a few car trips coming up in the summer, and for some reason I wasn't in the mood to listen to music. I didn't want to have to look through music and make a playlist for these long car rides where I was going to be by myself. I just felt like just listening to something else. And I thought maybe I can try another audiobook. And I thought maybe if it has a full cast and it's a book I've already read, it'd be a lot easier for me to pay attention and follow. I was wrong. Even though the audiobook of The Golden Compass has a full cast and I've already read it, I'm just catching bits and pieces of it here and there. So I'm definitely getting the gist of the story, but I'm not experiencing it the way that another person who's good at listening to audiobooks would, or as I did when I read it. It is enough for me to continue on with the series and read the second book, I think. Like, I don't think I'll be lost at all, but it's not enough for me to watch the new show that's coming out and know if anything is different. But I do really want to finish it before the end of the year, even though I'm not grasping the whole story. There are bits and pieces that I'm getting that I am enjoying when I'm listening to it, and I'm like 70% of the way through, I think, so I would really like to finish that before the end of the year. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I guess. I basically really like reading fall-themed or books that feel like fall to me in like October and November. Although I usually do NaNoWriMo in November and don't read usually in November. But in October at least, I do usually pick books that have that like fall sort of feeling to me. And one of them for me this year that I'm going to be reading is Valiant by Holly Black, because I reread Tithe earlier this year and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun and it definitely had those like fall vibes to me. So I feel like the second one will as well. And this is one of the books that I'm going to be reading this fall. I hope that was the answer you were looking for. I don't know if it's like supposed to be the same book. Like, is there one book that you transition to the end of the year every year? No, if that was the question. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? Yeah. The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, who is the author of my all-time favorite book, The Night Circus. I can't believe that I heard about this book coming out like a whole year ago, and that time has passed, and it's finally coming out soon. I'm definitely waiting for that to come out, and I can't wait to own it and put it on my bookshelf next to The Night Circus and read it eventually. I'm probably not going to read it this year, let's be honest. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? The first one is Snow in Love, which is 4 short Christmassy themed stories by 4 different authors. And I really want to read this before the end of the year because I want to read this around Christmas time. And if I don't read it around Christmas time this year, I'm going to have to wait till next year to read it. So I would like to read this one this year. Also, The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton. I wanted to read this around Christmas time last year because the snow on the cover felt like Christmas to me. And it also seemed like a dense, like, cozy book that you would, like, curl up with a blanket while it's snowing outside and get comfortable reading for a long time, you know? And so I really wanted to read this at Christmas time last year and didn't. So I would really like to read it at Christmas time this year. So this one. And the other one is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I have been super intrigued about this and seeing a lot of reviews about it, and when I picked it up at the bookstore, I read the first page or the first 2 pages, and I was really intrigued by the writing and what was happening, and I thought it sounded really good, and I just really want to read it soon so that I can find out what's going on for myself soon. Is there a book that you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? No. My favorite book of the year this year actually is my second favorite book of all time, which is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. So no other book that I read this year is going to top this. Like, that's going to be pretty difficult. I mean, unless I read The Starless Sea this year, and that one was really good, but, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I think it's gonna be good, but this book is amazing. So, no. And the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2018? It says 2020. This tag was probably created in 2017. Do I have any reading plans? Read a lot. I don't have any specific plans, except for I have started doing monthly TBRs and sticking to them since June or July. July, I think I've been doing that. And I really have enjoyed it. I've never really enjoyed picking out a month's worth of books ahead of time unless it was for some kind of readathon or something like that with like actual prompts and stuff. Usually I've been like, I'm usually a huge mood reader where I finish a book and then I'm like, oh, what do I want to read now? And I look at my bookshelves forever and then finally pick something or get someone to pick something for me. Recently I've been picking my TBRs like a month at a time and I've been really enjoying it. So maybe I would like to continue doing that in 2020. Although if I'm not enjoying it anymore, I'm not going to continue. And I'm not going to just continue because I said I wanted to do that in 2020. If I'm not finding that fun anymore, we're going to stop that. But I would like to keep planning out my books every month. And I would just like to read a lot. Like, I would love to average like a book a week. That would be amazing. That's always been my goal. I've never succeeded, but I've come close, I guess. So I guess those are my plans, but I don't have anything specific really. I don't know what's happening with my throat. And those are the questions. That's it. That's the tag. Have a good day. Bye.